ancient cultures, ancient artifacts. Always enjoyed that even as a kid, looking back at Egyptian and Greece and all the ancient cultures out there and what they made, and then also what they found today, looking for that kind of stuff. And along the way of my going to school, I found metal casting, and that really took on a big part of my new work. I just love seeing things in their natural state and being raw and just untouched. Personally, that's just my, being on a farm and growing up, everything's kind of weathered and beaten up and that. And we were, a small dairy farm, and lots of the stuff, machinery I had were old, damaged, beat up. Being around animals and working the land and working with my hands really helped build a sense of nature. So a lot of my stuff is very natural kind of feeling too, and has a natural element to it. Taking elements that used to cultivate the earth, and now I'm using them to cultivate the arts with, and showing people that this is a recycling. This is actually taking stuff that everybody else is tossing out and calling junk, and I'm pulling it back out of the piles of junk and reclaiming it and transforming it into something new and exciting that people will enjoy. Normally when you cast an object, you have to create a negative space and then have a space inside of that to hold the negative space, to make a void, to make a vessel, a hollow piece. Well, I just made the negative space and cast molten metal into that negative space, into a sand cast. And then once the metal's in there and it's liquid and 2600 degree molten hot with iron, I tip the mold over and slush cast the molten metal while it's still liquid and undulating inside the piece. And that gives me a thin wall casting, which gives me anomalies in the casting also, where it doesn't come out perfect and has holes and voids in it, which gives me this ancient old look. I've learned how to cast things that look imperfect without intention, but that is my intention. I'm choosing to create imperfections. I put more effort and more energy into my art than I do anything else, and that's more full-time in my eyes. You start reaping the benefits later on, but it's not an immediate thing, but you got to have your heart into it. If your heart's not in it, you're not going to go there, and you're not going to keep doing it, because that's what it takes. You got to have your heart in the art to be able to actually continue pushing it. Helping a lot of the young artists that are coming up, that are getting out of school and are kind of lost and trying to find their place, kind of fostering them along and helping them find their way in the arts, and also find their way into their own medium. Teaching workshops and classes and how to do what I do. That's my goal, is to continue teaching art and to continue, every day showing up and making art and, get my shop set up. I'm Ludeking, and I'm a raw artist.